GNOME extensions help you add powerful functionalities to your desktop. Lots of options out there, but what are the best ones to save you time and make your GNOME experience stand out? In this video, I list out some fantastic options for you to try. This is Ankush from It's First. Let's get started. Before we get started with the list, you might want to install the Extension Manager GNOME app to easily install and manage the extensions. That's what we use here. The first one, App Indicator and KStatus Notifier. It is a simple GNOME extension that adds App Indicator support or tray icon support. This extension can be a nice addition to distributions like Fedora, which do not include App Indicator support out of the box. You get a couple of tweaks to adjust the appearance and add custom icons to it. Second one, Automove Windows. This is one of my personal favorites when dabbling between multiple workspaces. Automove Windows GNOME extension helps you organize the app that you launch to a particular workspace. You do not have to drag and drop the apps to set them in workspaces. Just set some rules for how you want the windows or apps to be organized, then launch the apps, and they'll be moved to the set workspaces automatically. You get to focus on working on things instead of moving the windows. Let the extension handle it for you. Third, Arc Menu. GNOME does not have a traditional Windows-like menu layout to display the apps installed, so you either directly search for them or check all the apps available by clicking on the app icon on the home screen. Not everyone finds it quick or organized. So if you want an app menu like KDE Plasma or other distributions like Ubuntu Mate offer, you can install Arc Menu GNOME extension. It features different types of menu layout, so you can choose what works best for you. The fourth one, Caffeine. If you do not want the screen to auto-suspend and stay awake without fail, Caffeine GNOME extension is what you need. It's a simple utility that you can install, configure the time, enable the applet indicator, and let it do the rest. And the fifth one is a Clipboard Manager. You do not need to install a separate full-fledged Clipboard Manager. Just install Clipboard Indicator GNOME extension. Anything you copy, you can access it or manage it quickly using the Clipboard Indicator icon. Do note that you need to have App Indicator support enabled using the first extension mentioned, or have it in your distribution by default for this to work. Sixth one, yes, you can choose to head to the Extension Manager and toggle or delete them from here. But if you want an even quicker way to toggle extensions, the Extension List GNOME extension can help you. It adds an app indicator which lists all extensions upon interaction. You can click on them to enable or disable instantly. Seventh one is KStatus Indicator. It is a neat extension that lets you navigate around important directories right from the system tray. You don't need to head to the file manager all the time. Just quickly access home, downloads, network drives from the indicator. The eighth one is Vitals. It is a system monitoring GNOME extension that lets you take a look at the resources and hardware stats, the temperature of your CPU, the fan speed, voltage, RAM, and more. You can tweak what you want to see. It may not display everything depending on the hardware that you have in your system. Want to control the media playback such as a YouTube video on your browser from the system panel? You can do that using the Media Control GNOME extension. You can pause, play, skip, and choose the buttons displayed for the extension using its setting menu. Next, QS Tweak. It is a GNOME extension that lets you add more things to the quick menu in your system panel. For instance, you can have volume controls added to the quick toggle menu, where you also access the power or dark mode options. You can add weather info to your notification area, make it look compact, and enable or disable the elements visible in the quick toggle settings. The 11th one, Status Area Horizontal Spacing. As the name suggests, it is a no-nonsense extension to eliminate horizontal space between the icons in the status area. If you have a lot of app indicators and want to save space, you can try this. You can adjust the space for it to not look weird. The 12th extension is Blur My Shell. This is a popular GNOME extension that lets you tweak the look and feel of your GNOME top panel. With this, your system panel turns transparent by default. You can adjust how it looks with its style, opacity, and what elements exist on it. The next one is Removable Drive Menu. With GNOME-powered Linux distributions, we usually do not have a removable drive icon right on your system panel or tray. With this extension, an app indicator is added to the top panel where you can quickly check the mounted drives and unmount them with a single click. Next is FlyPie. It is an interesting GNOME extension that adds an interactive app menu launcher that can be accessed by pressing a shortcut key combo Ctrl plus space. You navigate using that and launch apps. It may not be the most efficient way, but it looks cool. Next one, Workspace Switcher, a GNOME extension that adds more info to your workspaces. You can name your workspaces or choose to have them display the active window as the name. You can tweak the workspace switching experience with the extension. Not everyone would need it, as I would still prefer the simple mechanism, but if you want some customization, this should help. The 16th option, Dash to Dock. It is an essential GNOME extension if you want a dock featuring your apps right on your home screen. By default, you only get to see the dock when you access Activities Overview, but with this extension, you can bring it to the front and customize the look of it further. 17th option, Dash to Panel is a similar utility, but it helps you combine the system panel and app menu dash into one. So yes, you will no longer see a top panel after installing this, and it will feel like a Windows layout. You can customize the appearance of it as per your requirements. By default, applying a shell theme to your GNOME desktop is disabled, even if you have GNOME Twigs. So if you install the User Themes extension, it will let you apply a theme to your shell, helping you customize the look and feel of your desktop more. 19th, Systemd Manager. Most Linux distributions rely on Systemd for all system services. You can use this extension to add services that you want to run or toggle quickly without needing to head to the terminal and typing a password. Twentieth option, Just Perfection. It is yet another customization extension that lets you disable or enable UI elements in your shell and toggle features like type to search and more. The next one, Astra Monitor, is yet another system monitoring GNOME extension, but with more details and visual icons compared to Vitals. If you need to see the processes running, CPU usage more at a glance without launching a system monitoring app, this is a nice tool to have installed. And the last one, a really tiny extension. If you do not want to change all the elements in the top panel, but only the clock, Frippery Move Clock just takes the clock to the status area. Yes, that's what it does. So, what's your favorite GNOME extension? Let me know down in the comments below.